Hello, Kitchen Pals, and welcome back to Miss Abby's Kitchen Class. I hope you're having a good week so far. This week, we're going to talk about how we can stay healthy during flu season. That influenza is so nasty and it can make us feel so crummy with those aches and pains and coughs and fevers. I hope none of you get it this season. Today, we're going to make what I call fight the flu cookies. Now, we can't pretend that cookies are good for us, but the ingredients in this cookie have lots of good health benefits. First of all, oatmeal helps to lower our cholesterol and can help us feel full for longer. Dark chocolate also helps us feel full and has lots of antioxidants and is loaded with great nutrients like iron, magnesium, and copper. Craisins, or dried cranberries, also keep us feeling full and are rich in antioxidants. They also help lower our risk of heart disease. Cinnamon, guess what? Cinnamon has a lot of antioxidants too. It also has anti-inflammatory properties and can help us cut the risk of heart disease. Pecans also have loads of antioxidants. They also have zinc, which is crucial for immune cell development. Lots of great ingredients are in this cookie. I like to make this cookie at this time of year to share with neighbors and family and coworkers. People like when you bring them cookies, and these are so delicious. Our kitchens are going to smell amazing. Now that we know a little bit about this cookie, let's go make some. Let's get to the kitchen. Okay, Kitchen Pals, welcome back to the kitchen. So today I'm going to start out with all my ingredients that I've got set out here. So in this bowl, I have my butter, my white sugar, and my brown sugar. And then I have 2 eggs that I'll be using as well. Some flour mixed with baking soda, salt, and cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla. And then in this bowl here, I have my oatmeal, some craisins, pecans, and about a fistful of dark chocolate chips. I also have my mixer here that I'm going to use to mix all these ingredients together, and then a few parchment-lined baking sheets behind me as my oven is preheating. I also have a cookie scoop all ready to go on my parchment-lined baking sheets, which we'll get to in just a little bit. Okay, Kitchen Pals, so first I'm going to cream together my butter and my sugars, and we want them to come together in a fluffy consistency. So we'll give them a few minutes together with the mixer. Okay, so you can kind of see how our butter and our sugars came together here. And now we're going to add our eggs one at a time. So what we do is I'm going to crack 1 egg into a bowl and then add it to the mixer and then get that egg mixed in before I add my second egg. And this is a smart thing to do because if your eggs have gone bad or if you accidentally get a shell mixed in, you haven't ruined all the work that you've done so far. Okay, in you go, little egg. Okay, our eggs are both incorporated, so I'm going to add my vanilla. Now, I'm supposed to add a tablespoon of vanilla here, but fun fact, I never measure my vanilla. 1 teaspoon looks like a little splash. 1 tablespoon looks like 3 or 4 little splashes. So I'm just going to splash in my vanilla as my mixer's going. Now we're going to start adding our dry ingredients. We don't want to add these too quickly because it'll blow back in our faces and we'll be covered in flour. That might sound funny until you're the one cleaning up the mess. So once we've incorporated our dry ingredients, then we're going to add in the good stuff, which is the oatmeal, pecans, craisins, and chocolate chips. Now I've got my lined baking sheets here. So you can use parchment if you want to, or you can just lightly spray some cooking spray onto your sheets. I have these reusable mats that you can use in place of parchment, which I really like. I like parchment paper, but these little mats, they're probably $4 a piece. And then you can reuse them on all your baking sheets and throw them in the dishwasher, which is kind of nice. I'm going to use my cookie scoop here and scoop out all my cookie dough onto these 2 sheets. I should be able to get about a dozen cookies on each pan. And you're gonna wanna make sure that you evenly space out your scoops onto your cookie sheets. These cookies are gonna expand a little bit while they bake, and we don't want them to start touching each other because then we'll have to break them apart on our cooling rack afterwards. So make sure you've got some room in between each of your scoops. Okay, Kitchen Pals, I'm gonna get these into my preheated oven and then I'll pull them out and let you know how they look. And then I have one other tip for you for what to do with the rest of the dough, so stay tuned. Oh, Kitchen Pals, look at these delicious Fight the Flu cookies. Can you see our craisins and our pecans and our oatmeal? You can see our chocolate chips getting all melty and gooey. What I did, I baked these for 11 minutes and then I let them cool on the pan for 5 minutes so that they could brown up a little bit more. These baking sheets get so hot when they're in the ovens with the cookies. And so once you take them out of the oven, they continue to bake a little bit more on the cookie sheet whenever you just have them sitting on top of the stove. One other thing that I do whenever I take cookies out of the oven is as soon as I take them out of the oven, I close the oven door and I thwack them right on the edge of the oven just to get some of those extra heated bubbly layers of the cookies out and flatten them a little bit. I think that it helps to get a better texture inside the cookie as well, and then give them a more even feel. Because sometimes you've got cookies that are really puffy, and sometimes some of them are flattened out a little bit. And so that just levels them all out so that they're all nice and even. So I'm gonna get these on my cooling rack here, and then I'm gonna show you what to do with the rest of that dough. So hang on 1 minute. Okay, so we have our cookies cooling on this rack right here. I forgot to tell you what I did while my cookies were baking. So I like to use the time while things are in the oven to do what I like to call destroy the evidence, which really is just cleaning up the kitchen. So I cleaned the bowl of my mixer, I washed all my utensils, I wiped down my kitchen counter because I want my kitchen to look like it's ready for me to cook and bake the next thing. And so that's a good way to use your time while the thing that you're making is in the oven, is to destroy all the evidence so that no one knows you made anything. And then maybe you can just eat everything yourself and no one will know. But in the meantime, we've got 2 dozen of our Fight the Flu cookies here already made. And I have a plan to get some of these to my neighbor, Lisa. And then I'm also going to get some of them to my boyfriend when he stops by tomorrow. So I'm really glad to be able to get these cookies to some friends and keep some to myself as well. And now I'm going to show you what to do with the rest of that cookie dough. Okay, Kitchen Pals, so I scooped out the rest of my dough onto this sheet. And it's okay if the scoops are close together because what we're gonna do now is I'm just gonna put this in the freezer for 30 minutes and freeze these scoops and then put them into a freezer bag. That way we can bake a few cookies at a time if we want to and not have to worry about what to do with 4 dozen baked cookies. So I've got my 2 dozen baked cookies now. I'm gonna put this almost 2 dozen cookies in the freezer and then put them in a Ziploc bag. And then whenever I need to bake a couple of them at a time, I can. And I won't need to change the baking temp or time when I do that. If you have a big family or you already know what you're gonna do with all 4 dozen cookies, that's great. Make a plan to get those plates of cookies to your neighbors and save quite a few for yourself. Otherwise, you can bake a few of them at a time to get throughout your flu season and enjoy them as long as they last. I hope you enjoy these Fight the Flu cookies and stay healthy throughout the flu season. Next week, I'm going to show you how to make your very own lunch. You're going to need some dry noodles like soba noodles or ramen noodles, some frozen Asian vegetables, some bouillon, some soy sauce, some green onion, and a little bit of hot sauce if you like. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and have a grown-up email me if you have any questions about the Fight the Flu cookies that we made today. Until next week, enjoy your food, Kitchen Pals.